I don't know about you, but I missed a lot of the holiday goodies we would get with Christmas and Thanksgiving, and people would have a potluck and bring all their wonderful dishes to the house, and we would go to other people's homes. So I actually got kind of sick and tired of feeling that way. So I'm going to actually make a pie recipe that I've made for many years, and it's very popular. It's a Paula Deen recipe. It's called chocolate bourbon pecan pie. I made a couple of alterations to it, but it really works. And when they say easy as pie, they really mean it. So let's get started. Basically, I have a 9-inch pie crust. I bought one of those Pillsbury ones. You can make your own pie crust, but basically it's this one pie crust pie. Put a little flour here because we're going to have some filling in with the pecans. 2 cups of pecans. I know, it looks like a lot, right? Alright. Now we're going to do this. We're going to whisk 3 large eggs. Ooh. Butter. I let the butter cool down a little bit because if you don't, it's going to scramble your eggs. So you just want to mix a little bit. Just break up the yolks. Alright. Now I'm going to add 3 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate. Chopped it up in a little food processor, but you can do the morsels as well. I've done the morsels. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I'm going to do the chops. 2, wait a minute, hold on. I'll save that one for last. In her recipe, she calls for corn syrup. I actually have a negative experience with corn syrup from my childhood. Don't ask. I'm going to use maple syrup because that's pretty plentiful up here in New England, so I'm using half a cup. Any kind will do. Again, it's a form of sugar. And then again, we're going to add more sugar. We're going to have a cup of regular granulated white sugar. We're going to mix that together. You can see it's getting a little bit nice. See, it looks really good now. All right. Now, the one thing that she recommends is using bourbon, 2 tablespoons. I actually am going to use, actually these are 2 teaspoons. I don't know, 2 tablespoons of whiskey. It's Irish whiskey. This is Jameson. The only reason why I'm doing this is because it's really a sweet pie, and I want to ratchet back the sweetness a little bit. So this whiskey is not sweet. There we go. All right, it's all mixed. Now, what you do is we're just going to dump it in the pie. We're going to have a lid. It's going to obviously melt in there. So you notice that these pecans aren't really floating to the top like other recipes would. And I have it on a cookie sheet just in case when it's going to cook and it's going to maybe drip into your oven. You don't want that. All right. So now it's going to go in the oven at 375 for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to ratchet it down to 350 for about 25 minutes or until it's set. And then we're going to wait 2 hours for it to cool to cut it. Because if you cut it right away, it's going to leak all over the place. So I would recommend you wait if you can. And then you can actually freeze it and save it for another day. All right. Whoa, look what we got here. We got our chocolate pecan pie. So I baked this at 10 minutes at 375, and then I turn the heat down to 350 for 25 minutes until this set. Now, if I try to cut this now, it would be a gooey mess. So we're going to let this really cool down. In some cases, you might want to let it really cool down and actually put it in the fridge or a freezer to cut it, because it'll be much cleaner when you cut these slices up. So let's see what happens. Okay, the moment of truth. We got a little whipped cream, a little chocolate pecan. Oh my God, that is so good. The best part of this thing is it freezes really well. So you can make this ahead of time, freeze it, let it defrost, and you're going to have a wonderful dessert. Eat, drink, savor.